So Grey Area was founded in 2006. I moved to Brighton to do the MA. I moved there after the MA experience that I had. So from 2003 to 2005, I did the MA in Fine Art. I felt, having come from Portsmouth, I felt pleased to have found people that were engaging in practice that I thought was really valuable. And so I moved to Brighton and found it difficult to live there. It was expensive, much more expensive than Portsmouth. Set it up. I'd moved there. I was living in a nice house. I thought I wanted a studio. I thought I could get a less nice house and a studio. And so I did that with my partner at the time, Alice White, and we set that space up. I'd seen it was advertised for rent by the main train station and got in there, and it was basically just a basement space, a dank basement space. But it had previously been occupied by a hermit, somebody had fallen on quite hard times and was living down there. No running water, no toilet facilities, and it was just a kind of cooker and some paraphernalia like dotted around. They were a model and a very, very beautiful individual and were modelling but living like that. And so I kind of negotiated a cheap rent to have to deal with their belongings and clear it out and then set up a space. And at times we gave a nod to that past for the space. Because probably the height of the ceiling was like 6'2" or something. So that gave it a certain kind of intensity of experience. It's 3 interconnected rooms. And because we just paid for the rent, we weren't worried about funding. We were just working and paying for it, and then could put on events. And the whole idea with the events was that we wanted a space that was a bit of a counterpoint to the other stuff that was going on, which to me felt like studio complexes and then some big public funded institutions that were quite slow with their programming, say 4 shows a year sort of thing, with lots of build up to that. Not that many opportunities for emerging artists to kind of penetrate that or whatever. So I thought, well, let's have a kind of quick turnaround space, and we put on exhibition every 3 weeks or something. So it's a really fast turnover, lots of events, and that helped kind of plug into a scene, really. I think with Grey Area, it was kind of a bit chaotic in a good way, I would argue, and kind of professionally unprofessional, and felt very lively and spontaneous. Things could happen all the time. And we had a steering group of artists and supporters that were all interested in that energy. Obviously it's common parlance, for things to be a bit shady, not knowing quite what they are, and it being a grey area. The floor was a big expanse of grey, and our actual address itself was a grey area because we were underneath a working business called the Money Shop. So just underneath the Money Shop was a space for art.